Hello everyone and welcome to the Nerdy Things with Brendan channel. I'm your host Brendan. So I make these where to start reading videos that get you all caught up on a character, and I have like 60 characters at this point, each with anywhere from like 10 to 50 books. So there's a lot of comic books I am recommending. And I'm sure some people wonder, do I actually read all these? And the answer is no. But there's a good amount of these characters I actually do read, and a lot of these books I have read. So I figured I'd start a series kind of each month talking about the books I read, what I recommend, what I don't like. So kind of short book reviews and just some book suggestions for you if you're looking to get into comics. So here we go. So I just recently read Star Wars The Mandalorian Volume 1, Season 1, Part 1. It's basically just each issue is a comic book form of an episode of The Mandalorian. And I'm a big fan of the show. So I wanted to read this comic, and like I said, it's really just the show. But since the show's good, I like the book, so I recommend it if you like The Mandalorian. But it's literally like shot for shot. I then read Star Wars The Mandalorian, Volume 2, Season 1, Part 2. Like I said, just shot for shot the show. So these two volumes get you all caught up on Season 1 of The Mandalorian. Are they making more of these? I don't know, but I'd like it. I'm also a really big fan of Batman Beyond, and there's a new book out, Batman Beyond Neo Year. Now, the last Batman Beyond series was amazing. It ended on such a good note, so I had to check out this book. And what a freaking letdown. It's pretty freaking bad, if you ask me. I saw some mixed reviews. Some people like it, some people don't. But honestly, it just felt like reading an acid trip. You could not tell what the hell was going on in 1 second. I think the only cool part I really liked is there's one part where Terry McGinnis grew a beard and he looked pretty badass, and that was cool, but the rest was just pretty freaking crappy. Like, way worse than an episode of Batman Beyond. By far the worst Batman Beyond comic I have ever read. I do not recommend this. It sucked. So Batman Beyond Neo Year seriously sucked, but I was still in a Batman mood, so I checked out Batman Noel, which is basically just the Christmas Carol, but in Batman form. So it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. Just pretty so-so. I'd say like 4 out of 5 stars. I liked it, I'd read it again, but I'm not going to buy it and put it in my collection. I just saw the movie Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and it was so good, I had to read some Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. And I'd been wanting to for years, so I picked up Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. And it starts pretty slow, but it's a really cool team. A lot of characters I've never read before, and I actually really liked it. Now this one I'd say another 4 out of 5 stars. Not the best book ever, but I am going to be adding it to my collection. I did like it. So naturally, I read Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, War of Kings, Book 1 next, and this was a lot better. It starts to pick up a little bit more. The characters kind of become more of a team in this book. I liked it a lot more, and this is kind of really when the series starts to get pretty good. I then read Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, War of Kings Book 2, and this one's really good. Like, it really starts to crank up here. Action's in full swing. There's a lot going on. This was a great book. I really recommend it. I then finished the series with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4, Realm of Kings, and this was still pretty good. Kind of wraps up the series nicely, but it's like a lot of build up for the Thanos Imperative. So it really leaves you on like a lot of cliffhangers that are unresolved. But overall, the Guardians of the Galaxy was a good series. I liked it. I will be adding it to my collection. I'm gonna read more, so I recommend it. I then felt I had to read the Thanos Imperative to really wrap up that Guardians of the Galaxy story. So I read it, and it starts really slow. It was really boring. That first, like, 2 issues were kind of dull and a struggle to get through. But by the time you got halfway through, it's pretty good. And then it really ends on a high note. I really enjoyed the ending, but the first half kind of sucked. And it's been quite some time I really read a book that I really loved, so I wanted to get back to something I really enjoyed. So I picked up the newest series of Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, Volume 1, and it was really good. I loved the first 2 Spider-Gwen series, and this one, it was a little confusing because it takes place right after Spider-Geddon, which I read like, I don't know, 2 years ago. It was a while ago. But it kind of came back to me, but it's a really good book. I liked it. It was a lot of fun. I think Spider-Gwen is a great series. I think they're really trying to make something people like with that one. And it speaks to a wider audience. So it's really, I like to think of it as the most fun you're going to have reading a comic book. Spider-Gwen is great. Then checked out Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, Volume 2, Impossible Year, which wraps up the third Spider-Gwen series. It was a pretty good ending. I really liked it. I think of the 2 volumes, Volume 1 was probably better. But this wasn't bad at all. I actually still liked it. And it's definitely going to be a collection I am going to buy and add to my collection. Then I just saw Across the Spider-Verse a couple days ago, and I really loved it. It was so good. So I wanted to check out some Spider-Man 2099. I've been meaning to for a couple years. I always thought it looked really cool. So I picked up Volume 1, and I really enjoyed it. It was very good. I have a lot of good things I could say about it, but it was very 90s, which, if you know what I mean, then you know. But like the 90s was just kind of hardcore comics, very extreme, a lot of action. But it was cool. I liked it. I love the costume. Miguel's pretty cool. I'm currently reading Volume 2 right now. And if I finish that in time, I might add it to this video, but we'll see. I then read Nightwing Fear State. This is a book I bought months ago and I just haven't read. It's been sitting on my stack of books to read. But we lost our Wi-Fi connection, so I could not read Spider-Man 2099 online like I was. So I picked this up, and God am I glad I did. I love Nightwing. He's one of my favorite superheroes, might even be my absolute favorite. But this book was fantastic. Tom Taylor's run on Nightwing so far has been amazing. He genuinely gets the character, he knows what the fans want, and he delivers every time. Nightwing has not been this good since the Chuck Dixon days. But you get that family moments with all the Bat family that you want. You get little moments with Babs and Batman and Cass and Tim and Jason. There's a Jason issue in this book that's just fantastic. A lot of flashbacks with the Bat family, even Alfred. But this book was just perfect. Absolutely perfect, down to the last minute detail. Alright, so it's a couple days later now, but I did finish the Spider-Man 2099 Classic Volume 2. And I don't have a ton to say about this one. It's pretty just okay. Little forgettable. The first one was really good. This one, it's still good. I'd still read it. And I think, as a series so far, it's still pretty good, but this was a little boring. One note is they keep on saying, oh, next issue, here comes Hulk 2099. And he never once showed up. And they did that maybe 2-3 times, and not a single appearance. It was pretty weird. Alright, and it is now June 25th, so I have 5 days left in the month, but I did start Spider-Man 2099 Volume 3, and it might take me to the end of the month to finish this one. We will see. I will add another book if I do. If not, this is all the books I read this month. If you want to see next month's books or hear how Volume 3 of Spider-Man 2099 was, tune in for next month. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.